Hey everybody, it's Reckless. So, this week, Bungie actually came out with their weekly update, and it's pretty much about the patch notes, the hotfix, the weapons balance, the refer a friend, and also the exotics, which is actually what I actually want to focus this video on. Now, I'm actually going to read off the patch notes and then continue from there. Coming soon to a collection station near you, more exotics. We're infusing loot tables with some more gold to mine from your action. 2 of them are exclusive to year 2. Others are weapons and armor from year 1 that have been upgraded to keep the pace with your level 40 character. A couple of those year 1 reprisals might even have some new surprises tucked away in their talent trees. You'll be earning them in the places where exotics get earned after we deploy the December update. They might also appear in your kiosk if you've earned the right to spend marks on them. If you want to see which ones have been chosen, we'll be decrypting images of them where images thrive, which is Instagram. And then Bungie actually has a link to the Destiny, the game, Instagram, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. However, let's actually continue with the conversation. So, as of this video, a few exotics have been released and more is actually coming out throughout the day. We actually have the Meta Multi-Tool, the Armamentarium, Dragon's Breath, Plan C, Nothing Manacles, Super Good Advice, ATS-8 Tarantula, Peregrine Greaves, Apotheosis Veil, No Land Beyond, Radiant Dance Machines, and Acleophage Symbiote. I would put all of those exotics in the description below, and as Bungie actually updates everything, I will actually put those updates also in the description. That way you guys can actually keep track. However, as I did state earlier, I will also put the Destiny the Game Instagram in the description. That way you guys can also keep track that way too. With all of those exotics that were listed, I actually think that only 5 of those current ones will actually be used in year 2 a good amount of time. Those 5 being the Meta Multi-Tool, the Armamentarium, the Nothing Manacles, Dragon's Breath, and the Acleophage Symbiote. I will be going over each of these exotics, starting with the Meta Multi-Tool. If you look at the weapon balances that are going to happen in December, more so the nerfs that are going to happen in December, you will realize or you notice that scout rifles haven't been touched. Now, Meta Multi-Tool was a boss and a beast in Crucible in year 1. So naturally, if scout rifles aren't being touched, they will have a shine inside year 2. That is if auto rifles and hand cannons don't take over again. Next is the Armamentarium. If you've been playing since year 1, you know that there were 2 classes, the Defender class and the Striker class, that pretty much were your only 2 options in year 1 before the Sunbreaker class came. The Striker class was the offensive class. Now that we have the Sunbreakers, a lot of people don't use the Striker as much anymore, but it still is usable. When Bungie adds the Armamentarium chest piece for the Titans, you just made the Striker class that much more usable for the simple fact of Lightning Grenade. 2 Lightning Grenades in PvP, it's just amazing with aftershocks. With the Armamentarium coming back, you will see a lot more Striker Titans. Next up, we have the Nothing Manacles. I am a diehard Warlock fan. I have been since Destiny was in beta. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play the alpha, but I have been like I said, a diehard Warlock fan, primarily Voidwalker, and the Nothing Manacles is amazing. Now, there are other exotics that are as good as the Nothing Manacles, or in some people's case, even better. However, having tracking on your scatter grenades, it's like mini Wolfpack rounds, from your grenade that obviously track. And having an extra one makes it even that much better. Why Bungie didn't make the Nothing Manacles a year 2 to begin with, I have no idea. I feel they should have, but Unfortunately, they didn't, but they will be making a year 2 now, and I probably will be using them. However, it is personal preference, so whether you want to use the Nothing Manacles or something else like the Obsidian Mine, Claza Ahamkara, and Voidfang Vestments are all good exotics for the Warlock as a Voidwalker. The next 2 exotics are actually going to be self-explanatory. First, we'll say the Dragon's Breath. You can't really say much about it except for it sucked in year 1. However, now that year 2, Titans get to use the Taikonaut, which actually makes all rockets track, it just made the Dragon's Breath that much better. And the last exotic that I actually mentioned was the Acleophage Symbiote. And that's pretty much 100% smart thinking. Gunslinger, 4 shots, golden gun. Simple. Now, even though it wasn't mentioned, if you actually look at the weekly updates picture that Bungie had on their website, you can actually see something that's probably a little spoiler. Can't see what I'm talking about yet? Well, then let me zoom in on a specific Guardian in the picture. So in the back end of this picture, this hunter is actually in the very far back of the picture, and he actually has a G-Horn, aka Gjallarhorn, on his back. Now I say it could possibly be a spoiler because this was a big picture and this hunter was in the back, but also they are talking about year 1 weapons being year 2 in the weekly update. Now, they haven't actually said anything or showed any pictures on Instagram. However, I do want to lean towards they might make G-Horn, a year 2. But I guess we'll see what happens. Bungie is updating their Instagram with more pictures. They actually just added the Twilight Garrison, which is a Titan chest, and the Hard Light, which is obviously an exotic auto rifle. So this concludes the video. Let me know what you guys think about what Bungie's actually doing with the year 1 exotics, making them a year 2, and also if you guys think that Bungie may or may not make the G-Horn a year 2 version. So let me know all that in the comments below. This is Reckless. I will see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, you get hurt, hurt them back. You get killed, walk it off.